Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Valrico here, and today we're going to be talking about Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Now, I just beat the game. We're going to talk about some of the good and the bad about this game. It's not a perfect game by no means, it's a pretty good game. So, you know what? Let's just talk about the negatives first and get those out the way. Um, the quests on this game are not very good. It's some of the worst filler I've ever seen. It's been a while, and I hate filler quests. Some people call them fetch quests. I don't mind fetch quests if they're entertaining leading into the quest. So, one of the things about this game is everybody's blue. Obviously, it's Avatar. I can't tell. Oh my god, I can't believe I don't have to talk about this. But like, okay, let's say like I've been playing Yakuza. Everybody's pretty much Asian in that game, right? Japanese or Chinese. Actually, ran into a Chinese character on Yakuza 0. They all look different. You could tell them apart. With the characters on Avatar, I can't tell who the fuck I'm talking to half the time. I just can't tell. They're not differentiated enough. And partly, some of that is because that's just the character design in the movies. You know, they all pretty much look the same. There's never, I mean, they could have maybe did variations on everybody's different haircuts, but they really didn't do much variation. I think that's what they could have done so you could tell who the heck you're talking to. Like, if you didn't have subtitles on to tell you exactly the character's name, I didn't know who I was talking to. I was just listening to what they were saying and following along. So I say that to say this: the side quests in this game they're not garbage. Just the writing in this game was not very well done. It was just it did. Honestly, they should have hired a different writer. Whoever wrote this game, as far as the side quests go, terrible job. A lot of it's just filler. Oh, uh, somebody left something over here. Go get it. Oh, I need something to cook this recipe. I need you to go hunt and go find it. Just a bunch of rigmarole nonsense that was just kind of boring. And then if you do the other side quests, which are like classic Ubisoft type of deals, where it's like, oh, go over here and take over a base. After you do it 3 or 4 times, and you realize, oh, you look up and you got like 25 more bases to storm. Nah, I tapped out on that. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna focus on the main story because a lot of this stuff is just time killer. It's not even worth the time. I was looking to see if I was gonna even get trophies at the end of this, and you weren't. You weren't gonna get trophies for completing all of the missions, all of the RDA bases or whatever. Like, it was just like, bruh. It was dragging. It really was. And that's because they didn't design the quest right. This map was really big, really gorgeous, and we'll get to that. But the quests, they just weren't good. They weren't creative enough. It was just, it felt like, honestly, and this is gonna sound crazy saying this, but the studio, I think it was Massive Entertainment, the studio that made this game, made the Division 1 and 2. So that makes sense why these quests don't feel that fun. And they're kind of just like, go over here, kill something. It's just a bunch of nonsense. They honestly should have went and talked to the people that were working on Far Cry 6 and asked them, you know, how do we make these quests a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more something going on? Because when I played Far Cry 6 this year, I had did it come out this year or last year? I can't remember, but within the last 365 days, I played Far Cry 6. Fun game. Actually, I think it came out last winter. Man, this year flew by. Merry Christmas, by the way. The, anyways, those quests, I never felt bored playing those quests. I had a good time playing that game from top to bottom. Um, they should have asked for some advice on these quests because some quests were terrible. That's honestly, that is the low point in this game, is the side quests and the quests in general. Just, they had a quest where it's called the Blade Wing, or something like that. You just follow some mosquitoes, and just do a little bit of parkour, just following them, keeping up until you find this area, and then you get this forbidden fruit. And it's just like, I don't even know why. I never even figured out why I needed the forbidden fruit. But I did like 2 of them missions, maybe 3, and I was just like, bro, another filler, another waste of time. They could have been more creative. They could have come up with something. How about Ecron Racing? Something entertaining, something like that. I don't think I ever saw that. The Ecron, by the way, is the big bird you fly, the big dragon, or whatever you want to call it. Something, bro. Just wasn't it. So honestly, that's my real big negative of the game. Let's talk about the positives. Um, the graphics. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. These graphics, especially at the beginning of the game when you're in the junglist part, I don't even know if that's a word. The junglist part of the game, right? Just make up shit at this point. Merry Christmas, fuck it. Um, that I like. It was incredible. It felt like I was really, you know, they did their best to get it looking as good as they could, as it looked in the movie. The movies, I mean, obviously it's way easier to render a movie scene that's CGI just based upon the fact that they're running at 24 frames and it's a recorded video, so they could push it to the absolute limit, capture the recording of the scene, and then sell it. That's all pretty much it seems like. I'm not an expert on making animated movies, but that seems about what it is, right? And so they did their best to get as close as they could. It doesn't, it doesn't touch the facial animations of the movie or anything like that, but environment, the environment was absolutely gorgeous. There was a lot of times where I'm just walking around and just looking at the environment, just looking at the different plants, the environment. The plants could kill you. You just walk into a plant, it'll blow up and fuck you up. And just like, they did their research and they really, especially with the environment, they went and did a lot of research to make sure that the environment was as accurate to the movie as possible. Um, it was just the graphics and the environment. I mean, 10 out of 10 for me. Same thing with the sound. The sound was a 10 out of 10 as well. Especially at night when you're just creeping through the jungle and shit, and you can hear all like the animals off in the distance making noise. You can hear animals near you, you know, moving through the brush, and you can hear them grunting and making noises. Like the sound and the graphics, that like it. And this is probably why a lot of the quests are trash, because they really did focus on making sure this looked like Pandora as much as possible. I feel like they spent like 85% of the time working on the graphics and the sound and making sure the map feels like Pandora. And then the other 15% were like, hey, by the way, we're going to make some quests and make a story. I almost forgot, guys. I feel like that's what happened. Gameplay and controls, I feel like the gameplay's solid. Gunplay is pretty cool. They don't have ADS, which I thought was a weird decision, but it's alright on PC. I'm sure on console there's strong aim assist, so it's not so bad to play with a controller, but on PC, I mean, we play Counter-Strike. We play, it's not really a big deal to not have ADS and only have a cursor, not a cursor, but a crosshair. Yeah, it's not really that big of a deal. I feel like ADS would have made it feel a little bit better. One thing I will criticize is the human robots I feel like they were a little bit too spongy. I was playing on normal, and like I would be, it was weird. The leveling was weird. If you were one level, like if like the mission called for you to be level 15 and you were level 16, you would literally just run through everybody, even the robots, and kill them within like 10 bullets. But if you were level 14 and the mission called for you to be level 15, it takes 3 clips to kill a robot. Like, I didn't understand the leveling on that. And I was playing on normal, so I didn't understand the level, the power decision. Like, I feel like that should have been adjusted a little bit. Somebody should have pointed that out before the game got released. Like, why is it like such a fucking struggle? Like, I'm 3 times as big as a human, so I should be able to kill the little humans running around, no problem. Which for the most part you do. But the robots are like just like, I mean, you'll be in a fight for like you have to isolate one robot and jiggle peek, and it's like I felt like I was playing CS. I'm out here jiggle peeking AI robot. It's crazy. I don't really like that too much, but it is what it is. And also because I stopped doing the side quests, I was like severely under leveled at the end of the game. I was like mission call for me to be level 18. I was like level 15 and 16. I was I don't want to say I was struggling, but I wasn't dying. I was just like I had to get up on the mouse. I had to like really play like super hard. Like I was on sweatband mode to try to beat these motherfuckers and beat the game. But setting aside the combat, the rest of the gameplay was fine. Uh, Flying the E crane, I like the controls. You could shoot off the back of it. You could stop and kind of hover. Like the controls were really well done for the E crane. Um, the traversal for me, um, honestly, it was damn near perfect. It was perfect. Perfect. That was the perfect decision for the traversal. Number one, you have a charged jump that as you're running to the edge of something and you feel like something's going to be farther away and you're not going to make it on a basic jump, you can hold down the jump button and you can jump higher to jump the gap. Then you can also double jump. You could side jump while you're shooting. You could honestly most of the time like you don't I never really took the traditional path up a mountain. I would just climb up the rocks because you could grab a hold of mostly everything and it was real seamless and real smooth. I wish that the running speed was a little bit faster because it felt like I was at full FOV. I think it was like 105 or something like that. So I didn't really feel like I was going too slow, but I wish I could run a little bit faster because it feels real good to like cut through the bushes and cut through the forest at like really fast speed. Like when you run over those plants, they give you the speed boost. Oh my god, it's just love to just run through the. Makes you want to just jump off everything, climb up a tree for no reason. Like just the movement, maneuvering, and traversing the jungle, Pandora in general, amazing. Never had an issue with that. And finally, let's talk about the story. The story was mid. It was okay. It was all right. Without giving out any spoilers, if you've seen the first two avatars, you know what you'll be doing in this avatar. Evil white guy comes pulling up, trying to steal shit. You gotta go stop him. That's the end of it. That's pretty much it. Not really. There's really, honestly, not much they could do. So I mean, like what, like I mean that's the theme of Avatar. So I mean, it's not like I was expecting some fucking uh, like Yakuza level of writing. Like it's just go over here, fight off the invaders and yay. That's it. I played this game mostly for the gameplay and for the graphics. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanted to go to Pandora. I wanted to check it out. I'm a fan of the Avatar movies, so I mean, really wasn't much there. Um, all in all, solid game. I give it about a 7.5 out of 10. Pretty good. I have to take quite a few points away for those fucking quests because they were terrible, just horrible, horrible quests. I usually do, especially with open world games, I usually do a lot of the side quests unless it's like one or two things where I'm just like, nah, I'm not doing this. Um, these side quests were horrible, some of the worst. So 7.5, solid. Get this game. Actually, I think it's on sale right now. Go get this game on sale on Ubi Connect or probably on consoles. I mean, this isn't a. I paid full price for it because I wanted to play it day one, but it's a solid $50 game, $50 experience at best. So, with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you played the game, let me know what you think about the game in the comments section. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, twitter.com/Valrico, youtube.com/Valrico, and I'm out of this bitch. Peace.